Yo, what's going on, guys? Bobby here, and today we're going to talk about the newest brawler in Brawl Stars, Meeple. About a month and a half ago, when the new brawler sneak peeks came out, a bunch of people ranked Meeple very low.
Here's the part where I would tell you that the brawler's better than you think, but man, if I'm going to keep it a stack, this brawler is not very good. The range isn't enough. The reload speed is just downright brutal to play, and that makes the brawler itself play very slow and boring. The advantages of being able to shoot through a wall get easily negated by just walking out of Meeple's mediocre range. I don't know, I wanted to like this brawler, really I did, but it's just not great. And I hate that because the thought that went into the mechanics of the brawler, I think are really cool. Has some really cool, interesting team play possibilities, but I can't hype up this brawler as it is right now. If you like fast-paced, dynamic, and aggressive, fun brawlers, Meeple's not that. The balance is way undertuned, it's not very strong, it's not that good, and it feels really boring to play because of it. On a side note, Meeple's voice lines sound like my best friend Kairos.
Now see how a master tactician plays.
And I even came across this video from Carnage Game back when the sneak peeks were out, which says Meeple might be the weakest brawler he has ever tested. Now, to be 100% fair with Lex and Carnage, who are very involved with helping the game and the balancing of the game, Meeple did get both an HP buff and a reload buff, which obviously is going to make Meeple a lot stronger. But I was just trying to nail the point that people who got to play Meeple before they came out did not think Meeple was very good. Fast forward to today, we have Brawlify open, and these brawlers are organized in ranks from win rate from highest to least highest, and you have to scroll all the way to the bottom. Yes, below Hank, yes, below Bonnie, all the way down to the bottom to see Meeple with the lowest win rate at 40% in the game. Now, there are 88 brawlers in the game, and obviously the only way you can get Meeple right now is by buying with pizzas. So the usage rate is obviously very low. 70 out of 88 brawlers are played more than Meeple, but that makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is that people just bought Meeple. So everyone started playing Meeple from 0 trophies. So if you're facing people, it's not even people, it's literally bots at 0 trophies, then you have to win those games. So how is the win rate the lowest in the game? Were the creators right, and was Meeple actually just a horrible brawler even with the buffs? Well, that's what this video is for. So we're going to dive in and talk everything Meeple. So first off, I just want to say everyone can afford Meeple. Brawl Stars gave everyone 400 pizza as compensation for how buggy and weird the Pizza Planet stuff was. And you also get free rewards daily. Plus, everyone gets free pizza every single day. So by the end of the days, you can 100% afford Meeple. So the question isn't, can you afford to buy Meeple? It's, is it worth it to actually buy Meeple? So for starters, let's just talk the obvious right now. When brawlers come out early and it's early access for 400 gems, those brawlers are going to be broken. It's very simple. It's kind of sad to say, but those are pay to win brawlers. You pay a lot of money and you're going to get a broken brawler in return that basically nobody has. And it's going to be very, very easy to win with. Example, Larry, you guys all remember how bad Larry was when he came out. It was breaking the game with how broken he was. Fast forward to now, and everybody can afford Meeple, which means if everyone can get a brawler, they can't make that brawler good. Obviously, it's a little bit different with Buzz Lightyear because this was a sponsorship with Toy Story, and they don't want to make a sponsorship brawler bad. But Meeple obviously is not like that. They are just a regular brawler. And because everyone can get them, Brawl Stars decided to not make Meeple that good. There are tons of things that you can buy from the shop that actually have a lot of value. For example, one of these super packs are honestly pretty good value. I mean, you get an icon, you get a doubler, and you get some type of gift. I mean, I got another doubler, but it could be better. It could even be 100 gems. So depending on your account and where you stand, if you still have a lot of other brawlers to grind, that would kind of determine if you want to buy Meeple or not. Now, if Meeple was broken, I would tell everyone, buy Meeple right now. Push as many trophies as you can before they get nerfed. That just isn't the case right now. Let's play a few games, and I'm going to show you guys what Meeple is all about, my opinion on Meeple, and then you guys can decide if Meeple is worth buying with your pizza or if you guys want to spend it on something else. All right, I got a couple people from my Discord server to play some games with me, so let's hop into it. So straight off the bat, what is good about Meeple is the fact that her shot curves. That is insane. Very, very, very insane. It kind of reminds me of Curve Piper, where the shot is just super easy to hit because of that. But even if you miss, you know where your opponent is going to be because of the way your shot curves. Obviously, that's like a ginormous advantage and should definitely count as a good thing for Meeple. Next up, her gadgets are both also insane, specifically the box. I mean, it's basically Fortnite. You can box people like fishes. It's kind of insane. Like this Mortis, for example. Okay, I might have boxed myself, but I guess it doesn't even matter because I can just shoot through the box and I'll be totally fine. Honestly, the fact that you can shoot through walls with this brawler is like the most insane thing ever. So if you're okay with kind of a slower pace, not that much damage, and taking your time, this could actually be the brawler for you, which is kind of exactly what Lex said. Now, I don't know if the best way to use the super is to throw it on your own wall or in front of a wall that the opponent's brawler is on. But like this, I cannot get hit at all, and I can just sit here and snipe my opponents very freely. And I honestly think that's probably the best way to use it. Or I could stop a goal by doing this. I mean, I'm going to die, but they can't put the ball in the net if I have the box there. So, I mean, the gadget is just unreal. It's easily one of the best gadgets in a game by a mile. The curve shot, obviously insane. Not very difficult to hit that shot when the opponent is one shot. So, Meeple is also very good for finishing off kills. And her damage, which is 2.6 thousand, is also pretty high. So, I'm pretty impressed by what Meeple has with the kit. It's honestly very strong, and there's not many brawlers that perform like this. This is easily one of the weirdest brawlers that Brawl Stars has to offer. Poor Mortis. So even though we won this game of Brawl Ball, I don't necessarily think Meeple would be that good on Brawl Ball, simply because a lot of the brawlers have crazy hypercharges or a lot of HP, and I just don't think that Meeple has the reload speed or the damage to deal with those brawlers. Now, the other gadget is actually pretty good. Meeple lashes out in rage at nearby enemies, stunning them and knocking them back. Any knockback in Brawl Stars is definitely broken. Like, if you have this gadget, if you randomly pull it out of a star drop or something and you weren't able to afford one of the two gadgets, then I wouldn't even be upset because, again, any knockback, any slow is very, very strong in Brawl Stars. As for the star power, there's two. There's Do Not Pass Go, which is when you shoot through environments, you deal 600 more damage. And then there's Rule Bending, which is critical success, also increases allies' reload speed within the area by 20%. Critical success is your super. Now, I think it's a little bit too early to decide which star power is actually better for Meeple, but so far I've been using the one that increases your damage, because shooting for 3.2 thousand when you basically know you're going to hit the shot is kind of insane. That's like Piper damage. Now, personally, I think that gem grab is probably going to be Meeple's best mode because of a couple different reasons. First off, most gem grab maps have a lot of walls, so it's very easy to, you know, just use your super, shoot through walls, and be able to just kind of hold control very, very easily. Every mode has a different objective. Gem grabs is control, so being able to hold that control nicely is very nice. Also, it's so easy to stay alive with your gadget. I mean, staying alive as a gem carrier is obviously so important, and the fact that you can kind of just put yourself in a box or put your opponents in a box whenever they get too close for comfort is honestly really, really insane. The curve shot, obviously, as well, is just mega broken. I mean, I could just stand here. Doesn't matter where this surge is or this chuck, I could shoot them through the walls. The only issue is the range isn't actually that good, so you do have to be pretty close in range to hit your shots. But outside of range, I don't really see too many weaknesses with Meeple on gem grab. And this chuck's gonna come down. I'm just gonna put the chuck in a... Oh, wait, that wasn't the box. Oh, you know what? I messed up, but that kind of worked out. That was an insane play. I just got that Rico to shoot through the walls and do a ton of extra damage. Honestly, that was an accident, but that was a really good, you know, somehow use of my super there. But the more I play Meeple, the more I realize how good Meeple actually is. So just so everyone could watch what I did, I used my super, which let my Rico and me shoot through the walls, and then dropped my gadget on top of the chuck, so the chuck couldn't actually leave, and he was just stuck taking shots. Now, I'm not going to act like I did that on purpose, but I'm still learning just like you guys are, and that was a pretty crazy play that I'm going to try and do again the more I play Meeple. So yeah, on gem grab, I honestly really like Meeple. I think she's really good on open maps like this. I think Meeple is going to be very strong against other mid-range brawlers, especially ones that don't have spawnables, like Nita. Ooh, nice taps over there. Nice kill. I'm going to try and make that play again where I put a brawler in a box and then go for the kill with my teammates. I'm going to try and put this Eve into a box because Eve has all the gems. In the box. Oh my god, I actually did it. And now we can shoot through the box, and that should be a clean double kill. Okay, guys, this is looking kind of broken. We are slowly figuring out how to play Meeple, but what I just did there is an insane and very, very unique play that I don't think many brawlers are able to do at all. So my consensus is kind of changing. At the start, I thought maybe Meeple wasn't so good, but the more I'm playing Meeple, I'm realizing that you can make a ton of cool and very interesting plays that your opponents just have no way of getting out of. Now, one thing I want to say is Heist isn't out right now, but I assume Meeple would be horrible on Heist because A, no range, and B, you don't have damage to destroy the Heist safe. So I also don't think Meeple would be very good in Knockout or Bounty, not because of the lack of damage, but because Meeple just doesn't have the range to deal with like Pipers or Angelos or Nani, Tick, Throwers, anything like that. But on Gem Grab, somewhat Brawl Ball, and Hot Zone, I do think Meeple can be very good. Like right here, this is so easy for me to play as a Meeple with all these walls. I can dominate them very, very easily and kind of just keep them spawn trapped. I'm also not talking about it too much because I covered it at the very start, but the curve shot is absolutely insane. And the fact that a shot can actually curve towards opponents every single time is just insanity. And we don't know where anyone here is, so I'm just going to put the box. I'm going to shoot through the box, and there is nothing. Like, this is crazy. That is such an insane play. So what I guess I'm learning is Meeple is really good at isolating brawlers, so getting one brawler killed very easily. Maybe Meeple isn't so great against a lot of brawlers all at once, but if you need to kill one specific brawler, Meeple seems very insane for that. Oh my god. So I'm going to try and do the same thing. I'm going to try and get them in a box. Oh my god, this is just bullying. This is insane. This is insane. Oh my god. Okay, I'm loving Meeple. I'm loving Meeple. This is crazy. So again, look at my stats. You guys can see that both my teammates did more work than I did that game. Meeple isn't going to be a brawler that's going to do a ton of work, but you can definitely make cool little plays by yourself. And I think that's the consensus, the ending, and the realization that I've come to. Meeple isn't that good of a brawler because most of the brawlers in the game can make very dynamic plays. But if you know how to use Meeple's gadget and super correctly, then you can make insane game-changing plays once or twice a game. So honestly, as crazy as this sounds, Lex was perfectly on the money 1 month ago. If this is your play style where you like to play things a little bit slower with strategy and use teamwork, Meeple is definitely the brawler for you. But if you like to have high action, a lot of kills, a lot of deaths, a lot of just everything, then you probably don't want to buy Meeple because Meeple is definitely not the brawler for all that. I'm going to rate Meeple a 6 out of 10, but Meeple does fit my playstyle. So for me personally, I would say Meeple is about a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10, but for the average player, definitely a 6. And I can totally understand why Meeple has the lowest win rate in the game. There's just not too much damage output or anything that you can do with Meeple, but the fact that it's this low when everyone started off recently at 0 trophies is very alarming, and I do think Meeple is going to get a buff, just not right now. So that's going to be it for my video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, but that's going to be it for me today, and I'll catch you guys again soon.